Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're really trying to crack open a true classic. Stephen Covey's The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
It's a massive book, and Influential doesn't even begin to cover it. It fundamentally shifted the conversation about success, didn't it?
Absolutely. Away from quick fixes, personality tricks, towards something deeper. Character.
Exactly. That's Covey's whole inside-out approach. He basically argued we were focusing too much on, looking good, the personality ethic, instead of being good, the character ethic, things like integrity, humility, fairness.
So our mission today is to dive into those 7 habits. We want to pull out the core ideas, the actionable bits that you can actually use.
And it all starts from within, right? That's the foundation.
Yeah, you can't build lasting change on the outside if the inside isn't solid. Covey insists you have to align your character with these, universal principles first.
That internal work, that's what he calls the personal victory. Habits 1, 2, and 3. It's all about mastering yourself before you try to, master teamwork or relationships.
Okay, let's get into it. Habit 1, be proactive. Where do we start with that one?
Well, it's maybe the most fundamental idea in the whole book. It's this concept that between what happens to you, the stimulus, and how you react, your response, there's a space.
A gap.
Yeah, a gap. And in that space lies your freedom, your power to choose your response. Your life isn't just determined by circumstances, it's determined by your choices in those circumstances.
Which is huge because so many people feel like, victims, right? Like things just happen to them, their job, the economy, whatever. That's reactive thinking.
Exactly. Being proactive means owning it. Realizing you are responsible, literally. You have the ability to respond. You're the driver, not the passenger.
And he gives us that tool, the 2 circles.
Ah, yes. The circle of concern and the circle of influence. Your circle of concern is, everything you worry about. Politics, the weather, other people's problems, stuff you can't directly control.
But the circle of influence.
That's where your power is. It's the things you can do something about. Your attitude, your choices, your actions, your effort, how you treat people.
And the kicker is, when you focus your energy on your circle of influence,
it grows. You become more effective, more empowered. If you waste energy worrying about stuff in the circle of concern, your circle of influence actually tends to shrink. You feel more helpless.
Like getting mad about traffic.
Perfect example. Reactive is fuming, maybe honking, getting stressed, accomplishes nothing. Proactive is, okay, maybe I'll listen to this podcast or plan my route differently tomorrow. Focus on your response. It's a total mindset shift.
Okay, so we take ownership, we're proactive, but then where are we going?
Exactly. That leads us straight into habit 2. Begin with the end in mind. This is about vision, personal leadership.
If habit 1 is you're the driver, habit 2 is, okay, where are you driving to?
Right. And Covey uses that really striking image. Imagine your own funeral. What do you want people to say? Not just about achievements, but about your character, your relationships, your contribution.
It sounds a bit grim, maybe, but it forces you to think about what really matters in the long run. What are your deepest values?
It cuts through the noise. Otherwise, you can spend your whole life climbing a ladder only to find...
It's leaning against the wrong wall. I love that metaphor.
It perfectly captures the idea. Habit 2 is about making sure your ladder is on the right wall before you start scrambling up it.
So how do you do that, practically?
The key tool is the personal mission statement. It's like writing your own constitution. You articulate your core values, your principles, what you stand for. It becomes your compass, your North Star.
Guiding all your decisions.
It helps you filter opportunities, make choices that align with that ultimate vision. So habit 2 is leadership setting the direction. Now we need habit 3.
Which is put first things first.
Yeah.
This is the management part, right? Doing things right after you've decided on the right things in habit 2.
Precisely. This is about execution, discipline, making sure your daily actions actually move you towards that end goal you defined.
And this is where the famous time management matrix comes in. Urgency versus importance.
Yes. This is such a powerful framework. 4 quadrants. Quadrant 1 is urgent and important. Crises, deadlines, putting out fires, we all have to spend time here, but living here leads to burnout.
Then quadrant 3, urgent but not important. This is
tricky. These are the interruptions, pointless meetings, some emails, things that clamor for attention but don't actually contribute to your goals. They make you feel busy.
But not effective. The tyranny of the urgent, Covey calls it.
Exactly. It pulls you away from what matters. And quadrant 4 is easy. Not urgent, not important, just time wasters. Mindless scrolling, busy work.
So the magic quadrant is?
Quadrant 2, not urgent, but important. This is where the real effectiveness lies. Planning, prevention, relationship building, learning, exercise, recognizing new opportunities.
The stuff that builds long-term capacity and success, but doesn't usually scream for immediate attention.
Right. And the challenge is you have to proactively schedule Q2 activities. They get crowded out otherwise by Q1 crises and Q3 interruptions.
This is the big rocks idea, isn't it?
It is. Imagine a jar. If you fill it first with sand and gravel, the small, urgent, less important stuff, you won't have room for the big rocks, your crucial Q2 priorities.
You have to put the big rocks in first. Schedule that planning time, that workout, that important conversation. Then let the smaller stuff fill in around them.
It takes discipline. It means sometimes saying no to urgent but unimportant things, Q3, to protect your Q2 time. That completes the personal victory, ownership, vision, execution.
Okay, so we've got our internal house in order, but we don't live in a vacuum. Now we move to the public victory, habits 4, 5, and 6.
Right. This is all about interdependence, working effectively with others. Starting with habit 4, think win-win.
This sounds good, but what does it really mean in practice?
It starts with a fundamental mindset shift, the abundance mentality, believing there's enough success, enough credit, enough resources to go around. Life isn't a zero-sum game where someone has to lose for you to win.
So instead of competition, win-lose, or just giving in, lose-win.
You genuinely seek solutions where both parties feel good about the outcome. It's about mutual benefit and mutual respect.
Covey talks about 6 paradigms, right? Win, lose, lose.
Yeah, and win just focusing on your own outcome.
Yeah.
But the highest forms are win-win and then, crucially, win-win or no deal.
Ah, no deal. That's interesting. What's the power there?
It means if you can't find a solution that truly benefits both sides, you agree to disagree agreeably and walk away. It preserves the relationship, avoids resentment from a forced win-lose or lose-win.
But what if you don't have the option of no deal? What if you're in a situation with a serious power imbalance?
That's a fair point. Covey would say win-win is the ideal, the paradigm you strive for. Even if circumstances force a temporary compromise, you maintain integrity and keep building trust, looking for future win-win opportunities. It connects to the emotional bank account.
Right, the idea that every interaction is a deposit or a withdrawal in your relationship with someone.
Exactly. Showing respect, keeping promises, listening, those are deposits. Being disrespectful, breaking trust withdrawals. A win-win outcome is a huge deposit.
And having a high balance in that account helps you navigate difficulties later on.
Absolutely, which leads perfectly into the habit that makes the biggest deposits of all.
Habit 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood.
This one is profound. It's about communication, but on a much deeper level than most of us practice.
How so? What's the usual mistake we make?
We listen with the intent to reply. We're formulating our response, judging, advising, probing from our own perspective while the other person is still talking. Covey calls it the autobiographical response.
Oh, you think that's bad? Let me tell you about my problem. Or here's what you should do.
Exactly. We diagnose before we understand. Habit 5 challenges us to move beyond that, past just pretending to listen or selectively hearing, to empathetic listening.
Truly trying to see the world from the other person's point of view, their feelings, their perspective.
Yes. Listening not just to the words, but to the meaning and the emotion behind them, without judging, without interrupting, without rushing to solve their problem.
Practically, that means
Right.
paying attention to body language, reflecting back what you hear.
All of that. Saying things like, so it sounds like you're feeling really frustrated because, giving them the psychological air to express themselves fully.
And the payoff.
When people feel genuinely heard and understood, it's transformative. They become less defensive, more open, more willing to listen to your perspective in return. It builds massive trust.
And that trust paves the way for the next habit.
Habit 6, synergize. This is where the magic of collaboration happens.
Synergy. The idea that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts.
Exactly. It's creative cooperation. It's not just my idea or your idea. It's finding a third alternative, a better way that emerges from respecting and combining our different perspectives. 1 + 1 = 3 or 10 or 100.
So the key is actually valuing the differences between people. Different opinions, backgrounds, ways of thinking.
Absolutely. If everyone thinks alike, you don't get synergy. You get groupthink. Differences should be seen as opportunities, not threats.
This isn't the same as compromise, then.
No, compromises often lose-lose, or maybe 1 + 1 = 1.5. Everyone gives something up. Synergy aims higher, finding a new solution that excites everyone, that leverages the unique strengths each person brings.
But that requires a lot of trust, right? Back to habits 4 and 5.
It absolutely does. High trust, psychological safety. People need to feel safe to express different views, to be vulnerable, knowing they'll be understood. Habit 5, and respected in a win-win framework. Habit 4. That's when creativity really flows.
Like musicians in an orchestra, different instruments creating something beautiful together.
Perfect analogy. So that wraps up the public victory. We've gone from self-mastery to effective collaboration, but there's one more crucial piece.
Keeping it all going. Habit 7, sharpen the saw.
Yes, the habit of self-renewal. You can't keep sawing effectively if your blade gets dull.
The lumberjack story. Taking time out to sharpen seems counterproductive in the moment, but it makes you vastly more effective long term.
Exactly. Habit 7 is about regularly investing in yourself, your greatest asset, to maintain and enhance your ability to practice all the other 6 habits.
And Covey breaks this down into 4 key areas, doesn't he? It has to be balanced.
Yes. 4 dimensions of renewal. First, the physical. Exercise, nutrition, sleep, managing stress. Neglect this, and everything else suffers. Your energy, your focus, your patience.
Makes sense. Then the mental dimension.
This is about keeping your mind sharp. Lifelong learning, reading, writing, planning, visualizing, engaging with challenging ideas. Not just passive consumption, but active mental engagement. Reflection, maybe journaling.
Okay, physical, mental. What's third?
The social-emotional dimension. This is about our relationships, our connections with others, practicing empathy, habit 5, seeking win-win, habit 4, making deposits in emotional bank accounts. It's also about emotional intelligence, understanding, and managing our own feelings and relating well to others. Maybe service to others fits here too.
And the final one.
The spiritual dimension. Connecting with your core values, your purpose, that mission statement from habit 2. For some, it's prayer or meditation. For others, it might be spending time in nature, listening to inspiring music, or engaging in creative work. It's about finding meaning and inner peace.
And the key is that these 4 areas are all interconnected. You can't just focus on one.
Absolutely not. Neglecting one weakens the others. If you're physically exhausted, your mental focus drops, you get irritable socially, and it's hard to feel spiritually connected. Sharpening the saw in all 4 areas creates an upward spiral of growth.
It reinforces all the other habits. Gives you the capacity to be proactive, to begin with the end in mind, day after day.
It really brings it all together. From personal responsibility and vision through prioritizing, building win-win relationships, empathetic communication, and creative cooperation, all sustained by continuous renewal.
It's quite a comprehensive blueprint for, well, an effective life, based on character and principles, not just tactics.
That's the enduring power of it. But maybe there's one more layer to think about. We talked about synergy with others in habit 6.
Right, combining external strengths.
What about internal synergy? If you're truly sharpening the saw across all 4 dimensions, physical, mental, social, emotional, spiritual, aren't you creating a kind of harmony within yourself?
Aligning body, mind, heart, and spirit. Interesting.
Yeah. And if you achieve that internal alignment, that deep coherence, how might that transform your ability to achieve those external goals, to really live out those win-win principles and connect authentically with others? Maybe that internal synergy is the ultimate foundation for effectiveness. Something to think about.